I want you to imagine this. You're a trader that has worked incredibly hard to build up your trading plan and your edge, and you know you have a profitable system and you spent hours and hours developing that system. But you have no self-control. You're not able to manage yourself and your own psychology, and you end up over trading, taking far too many trades that aren't part of your plan, and you end up giving all the profits you make back to the market, end up blowing funded accounts over and over, you spiral out of control. And this is the position that many traders are in. They have a good strategy, but they cannot manage their psychology. They don't know how to have self-control and they end up over trading. So what I want to do in this video is share my perspective, my theories on overtrading from what I've seen with my own journey and with many of my students and clients that I've worked with, and share with you a couple of the strategies that I've implemented with them to help them stop overtrading, so they've gained self-control and they start to build consistent profitability. One of the most consistent things that I have seen with overtrading, and what I do with traders, is we go back to the moments of overtrading, we have a look at what motive they have for overtrading. And the truth is, you have unconscious motives to overtrading. There's a reason you're overtrading. And it's important to understand why you're overtrading so that you can put components in place to manage that. And one of the biggest reasons I've seen traders overtrade is two. One's more of a structural reason with life, and the other one's a specific mindset thing that we're going to talk about after. But one of the biggest reasons I've seen traders overtrade is because they're bored, and they really, what they get from trading is this sense of exhilaration, this rush, and this excitement. And when they're just sitting on their hands and there's no opportunities in the market, they're incredibly bored. They have nothing else to do. And some of these traders are full-time traders, so they literally have nothing else to do. But some others are part-time traders. Some of them still work a full-time job, but they spend more time than they should in their trading session overtrading. So believe it or not, boredom is a big reason why traders never succeed, because a lot of successful trading, what it is sitting on your hands and being incredibly patient. So a very simple strategy that I encourage every single trader to implement to ensure they overcome boredom and as a result overcome overtrading is number one. Firstly, the first thing you do every trading session or before every trading session is review your trading plan. Know exactly what setups you're looking for and what setups are profitable for you. Then when you come to the market, create a separate watch list for that trading day. So you're not overwhelmed by all the pairs or all the assets you're watching, all the instruments you're watching. You're just focused on the setups that are going to be presented that day potentially. Then number three, do a little forecast on those refined watch lists, on those refined setups of how exactly you would like the market to play out for you to take an entry. What would the market have to show you for you to put risk on in the market? And then number four, set alerts. Okay, set alerts. So what you're doing is you're narrowing your focus. You know exactly what you're looking for on the specific instruments. You've set alerts. Now, you only really need to check the markets if those alerts go off and you have a look. Did the market set up the way you'd forecasted? If it did, great, you place an entry. You know that trade is in alignment with your trading plan. If the alerts don't go off, you don't really need to look at the charts. If alerts go off and it didn't set up how you forecasted, great, you reforecast. You have a look at other potential entries, and then you set an alert again, or you get rid of the pair off your watch list. So, to help manage overtrading, it's really about having a really good pre-trading routine and a good structure to that. Okay. Now, what I also encourage traders to do is, on top of that, you then have to go off and do something else. You have 7 areas of your life. Trading is just one component of your life. And for some of you, it's a big component of your life, but it's still important to have a focus and empowerment in other areas like your health, your relationships, your mental faculties, maybe other businesses or other personal finance things you have going on. And it's important to be balanced with your life and have a holistic approach to life. So what I encourage traders to do after they've done this process, to go off and do something else. And you may have goals in other areas of life, and that's what I encourage you to do. Set goals for the next 3 months. Where would you love to be with your health and fitness, with your personal finance, with your businesses, with your relationships, with your learning, your mental faculties. Maybe you have ideas like social leadership ideas of philanthropy or other businesses or social causes or people you want to impact, or maybe you have some spiritual goals, your own mission, right? Or you may have goals to develop other trading strategies or trading algos or to do more back testing. So there'll be certain goals you have in the other areas of life, and then you want to identify what are the high priority actions that are going to help you get to those goals. And what you're doing here is you're identifying specific action steps that you can do to help you work towards the goals you'd love to have, that you're inspired to do. And then once you've done your trading routine here of reviewing your trading plan, the watch list, forecasting, setting alerts, and then only being at the charts if you need to be, then after that, you go off and do these high priority actions. And while you're doing those high priority actions, guess what? If one of your alerts goes off, you go to your computer screen. But the alternative here is you've done all this and then you've got nothing to do. So you sit at your computer and then you justify taking positions. You convince yourself to take positions. And you take positions because you're bored and you want that, dopamine rush and that sense of exhilaration in the market. It's not the way to trade. It's not the way to trade consistently. Okay? So I encourage you to structure, have a good process, and then have other things that you can do, high priority actions in all areas of life. And really, you can set up a good calendar structure, a day structure with this so that you're not stuck at your charts over trading. Okay? Now, the other reason why traders overtrade that I've seen very, very common with coaching clients and students is because they then create some sort of a fantasy or an unrealistic expectation about what they want from the market in their mind. And look, this is a trader in their mind, and then they have the real market. This is the real market. This is the virtual market in their head. And they create ideas of what's going to happen next in the market, and they're then imposing that onto the market. They're imposing their will, their ideas onto the market. And, truthfully, if you have a look at your strategy, there aren't really, for most strategies, there aren't that many quality setups that come around every day. Depending on how active you are, there may be 1 a day, 2 a day. If you're more of a hybrid or a swing trader, there may be 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities a week. If you're more of a swing trader to a long-term trader, there may be that a month, right? So if you have a look at quality setups, maybe there aren't that many setups most of the time for most traders. So what can happen is traders create ideas in the virtual market of what they think is going to happen next, and they impose these ideas onto the market, thinking the market's actually going to do that. And then that's why they're overtrading, because they're trying to trade the virtual market in their head, but they're putting real risk on in the real market. And you can see how that wouldn't work out, because you're imposing their will's expectation onto the market, expecting the market to do what's happening in their head. But guess what? The market doesn't, because the market doesn't bend to the will of any individual trader. Rather, what's important is you have to get rid of the ideas in the virtual market, stop projecting, be open to what the market's communicating to you, and when the market presents an opportunity that aligns with your trading plan, that's when you execute. That's when you trade. And if you're trading according to your plan, you're not over trading, you're trading setups when the market presents them to you. Now, the way to do that is by implementing the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool, the free tool I have in the description, which will help you build up an awareness of the expectations you're creating in the virtual market in your head. It will then help you ground these expectations by reminding you that no individual trader has any idea of what's going to happen next in the market. So who are you to try and predict what's going to happen next? And then it's going to align you with your trading plan so that you only take trades that are in line with your trading plan, but having grounded the expectations first. Because if you have a certain expectation that price is going to do a certain thing, you associate a lot of pleasure to that. If the market doesn't do that on that individual trade, all of a sudden you have a lot of pain. So by grounding your expectations, you're not only going to stick to your trading plan and build consistent profitability, but you're going to be less of an emotional trader because you're not expecting a certain outcome. And when the market doesn't align with that, you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be more focused on the larger sample space as opposed to just that one individual trade. Okay? And you're going to realize that, if that one individual trade, you've got a sample space of trades, loss, win, win, loss, win, loss, 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 win, and your wins may be 3%, your losses may be 1%, all right? And you realize that individual trade may be a win, but that current win may be making up for a previous loss or future losses to give you your monthly or yearly average. Or you may take a loss in that individual trade, but that loss may be just averaging out your previous wins or your future wins just to get you your monthly or yearly average. So it's very important not to get fixated on the individual outcome and start thinking in terms of a larger sample space. The only way you're going to be able to do that is by having a life and doing other things that you're inspired to do, not overtrading, and also having an awareness of grounding your expectations and sticking to your trading plan, just like I show you in that free Bulletproof Your Mindset tool. So if you don't already have that, download it completely free in the link in the description. But this is how you overcome overtrading. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you found this useful, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with your trading communities. And I look forward to seeing each of you in the next video.